Good morning, guys. Good morning. Adventures with John here, bringing you guys another video today. Today's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. You know, your boys usually out like trout fishing or, you know, going down to the coast sometimes. We got all of our gear with us. I actually brought out the wagon today. It's been a while since I've used the wagon, and I've got a couple of rod holders right there. So today we are down at the California Aqueduct in Bakersfield, California, and we're not too far away from Buena Vista Lake. I was gonna hit the lake today, but you know, me being online, watching videos, doing my research, it kind of seemed like it would be a good idea to come down to the aqueduct. We're going to be going for stripers and or catfish today. One thing I didn't know was there's already 1, 2, 3 vehicles out here today. So when you're fishing on the aqueduct, you want to try to hit like the grates and stuff, like where they let the water come through, where the current's real strong. That's going to be where especially a lot of those stripers are hanging out, you know, feeding. So there's already 3 cars here today. It's only like 6 a.m. So I'm really hoping when we get all of our stuff and get up there that, you know, all the spots right there along where those grates aren't taken. But since I drove all the way down here, we're going to get geared up. We're going to head over to the aqueduct. We got chicken liver and sardines today. So we're going to use that as our bait and see if we can't get on some stripers and catfish today. I'll see you guys down there. All right, guys, well, we made it down to the aqueduct. Thankfully, on this side of the aqueduct there was nobody, so we did get a spot that was right here next to the I want to call them the floodgates. I don't know the exact term for them, but the water is flowing right now. There's a pretty good amount of current coming down. So I think what I'm gonna do, and for both of these poles, it's a Carolina rig setup with a 1 ounce sliding weight. I've got 14-pound mono for the leader down to a little size 1 octopus hook. That's going to be the setup for both the poles right now. If I need to toss around some lures, I can. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to put chicken liver on one pole and a sardine on the other pole. One pole I'm going to cast up in the current. One pole I'm going to cast a little bit down where the current kind of dies down a little bit. And we're just going to see what we can get to bite. All right, guys. Well, I was getting a bite on this last drift. Pretty much what I'm doing, even with the 1 ounce sinker, this current's so strong, it's just making my weight drift down. So all I did was throw it up in that moving current and let it kind of go down a little bit and flow with the current. Started getting some good bites, but nothing really I can set the hook with, and he just took the chicken liver off. I've never used chicken liver, and I underestimated how hard it was going to be to keep it on the hook. So I've been trying to use just some of my mono leader line and using a little bit and kind of tying it around the bait with a couple of knots. I'm just kind of hoping that that would help secure the bait a little bit. It seems to be working a little bit, but if you guys have any tips or pointers on how to secure it better when I'm using chicken liver, please let me know. I know they sell bait hooks. I didn't think I was going to need them. I honestly thought the chicken liver was going to be more firm. Look at that, more bites. I just need them to take it. If he got that chicken liver off already, I'm going to be pissed. Because he just gave it like 3 little yanks, and then now there's nothing. So I'm really hoping that he didn't just take my chicken liver off that easy. I'm wondering, I'm trying to think of if there's, because really I bought these octopus hooks for this trip, and I don't have like any bait holder hooks. And usually when you see bait holder hooks, they kind of look like treble hooks, and they have like a little spring in them, and it's more for like the stinky catfish bait and power bait. I'm not sure if they sell any hooks that are designed to, you know, hold stuff like chicken liver on. I have no idea. But yeah, if you guys have any tips, please let me know in the comments if you have a good way of securing your bait when you're out there fishing with like chicken liver and, you know, just a softer bait that falls off pretty easy. I've got my other bait in the water. It's probably pretty shallow now because it's drifted all the way to the side. I'm hoping that chicken liver's still on there. I'll check it here in a little bit. But I'm getting bites drifting this one up in the current, so maybe we'll get lucky and get like a catfish on the other one. I'm gonna check this one though. And there's all this green moss and it's so freaking annoying. Oh, it looks like we still have the chicken liver on there. We were definitely getting bites though. Oh, but they almost pulled it off the hook. I see. But yeah, this green moss that they have out here is really, really annoying. Every single cast, you have to take a bunch of this green moss off of your whole setup, pretty much. Not just the bait, but it's getting stuck to my line. And I know there is some tendons, they're like little small thin tendons that are in the chicken liver. So I'm also trying to use bigger pieces and kind of hook it through that tendon. Maybe that will also help it stay on a little bit better. But you know, this is a first for us, guys. I haven't been to the California Aqueduct since I was a kid. And honestly, back in the day when I used to come here with my dad, I don't even remember what we used for bait down here. But I looked it up and I know that like stuff like sardines and chicken liver are like some of the best baits to use for the striped bass and the catfish out here. So we're just gonna keep using what we got. Let's get this one back out there. I got one, fellas. It feels like a small one though, but he actually came up and hit it hard that very first time. Yeah, it's a striper. Yeah, little striper. Not even a keeper. All right, guys. I know he's kind of dirty, but first striped bass of the day. Definitely not a keeper. Maybe close to 10 or 11 inches. I want to say something like that. But they've got to be 18 in order to keep them up here. So get that guy back. Sweet, on the chicken liver. So they've definitely been biting the chicken liver. The only thing is I keep having to put more chicken liver on because they're getting it off the bait, or they're getting it off the hook pretty easily. That's the only issue I'm having right now. But they're definitely biting the chicken liver. That one actually came up and ate it. He didn't, like, there was no nibbles, no little bites, nothing. He came up and slammed it. Got another one, fellas. It's another little one though. Oi. Well, there is another striped bass. I would say probably around the same size as that last one that I caught. I don't know what this other pole is doing, but something's taking drag, so we're gonna check it. Second striped bass of the day and get that guy back. Not a keeper, so we're not worried about him. This one's really pulling drag, but nothing's head shaking or anything. Yeah, I think we're just stuck. I think we just have a crap ton of that moss on there, like a bunch. But I mean, I have 30-pound braid. Jesus. I have 30-pound braid, and I also have 14-pound mono as the leader line. But yeah, nothing's fighting. This is just dead weight. There it goes. It kind of broke off from there a little bit. Still heavy though. Dang, dude, there's so much of that moss. I wonder if that moss sticks more to braid, because some of the guys fishing around me doesn't look like they have been getting stuck nearly as much. All right. I'm wondering if I should just leave this pole out of the water, because this pole has just been giving me issues and we haven't even gotten any bites on this pole. It's because the current, pretty much what the current's doing is the current is taking it all the way to the side of the aqueduct, and it just sits there on the side of the aqueduct. And I mean, I'm sure a fish can see it and come up and grab it, so that's why I've been leaving it out there. But so far, all it's been doing has been getting stuck in this nasty crap, and that's about it. All right, guys, well, we got another one. This one feels like it might be a tiny bit better than the other two that I caught. Doesn't feel like a keeper. A lot of head shakes though. All right. No, that one actually looks like it might be around the same size, if not a little bit smaller, actually. All right, guys. Third striped bass of the day. Yeah, that one's a little bit smaller actually than the first two we caught. He was a little fighter though. Lots of strong head shakes. All right, well, the chicken liver is working. If we can just, you know, keep it on our hook, then we can actually have an enjoyable morning and not, you know, run out in an hour. If I would have known it would have been like this, I probably would have bought 2 packs of the chicken liver and just, you know, held off on the sardines, or I would have been smart and bought the right sardines, bought some actual frozen raw ones. Here, guys, another one right on the end of that drift. There we go, guys. Striper number 4 of the day. They get up here and roll around in the dirt, but they're bass. They're really hardy fish. As soon as I throw them back, they dart off right away. They're not like trout. Sweet. All right, well, there is number 4 on the day. They're all little dinks, but I mean, at least we're catching fish. It's still fun, you know, to be out here catching fish. We're just we're still trying to get lucky and trying to get onto some of those bigger ones. Alrighty guys, well, we've still been getting a few bites here and there as we're drifting. I also had to run back to the truck to get those waters, and thankfully all of our stuff was still here. I mean, the parking lot's pretty close. It took me not even 5 minutes to walk there and back, but I was not about to load up the wagon and walk all the way back up to the truck with the wagon and then back down here. So we got our waters and the small ice chest. Oh, I don't know if that was a current or if I was getting a bite right away. When I'm up here in this really strong current, sometimes it's hard to tell if the current is thumping it or if I'm getting a bite. There is like a slight distinction where you can kind of tell, but sometimes it is a little bit hard. It's also hard to fish in that stronger current too. We're doing our best. I'm just waiting. I wanted to catch the rip current that's going to my right and start going down the canal is what I'm wanting it to do. It's a matter of if it's going to agree with me or not. Wait, I think it found it. Because that's what we want. We want to start drifting down. We don't want it to just be, you know, doing circles in this strong current up here. There we go. Yeah, it catches that rip current, starts going down the canal, and then we're just going to walk and follow it. That's what we're gonna do. And just hope that we get a good bite as it's drifting down. This time I tried to put a little bit of a bigger piece of chicken liver on there. I know I'm trying to conserve it, but I'm hoping that, you know what they say, bigger bait, bigger fish. So I did put a bigger piece on. Hopefully we can get one that's a little bit better than the 4 that we've caught already. I don't think we've even caught anything over like, you know, 12 or 13 inches. They've all been pretty small. At least we've been catching them. And no bites on this cast. Gonna let it drift down a little bit further. There we go, fellas. Finally got another one. This one's another small one though. But the fact that I missed the last 3 bites, at least we're getting something in. Another small striper. Actually, this one's a little tiny bit bigger. I think this one might be the biggest one of the day by a little bit, maybe like an inch. So we will take that. But I mean, still not a keeper. Not even close enough to where I'd want to measure him. All right, guys. There is little striper 5 of the day, but still not a keeper. So we're gonna get him back in the water, let him live another day, get on some more chicken liver, and get back out there. All right, we got another one, boys. Again, it feels like it's gonna be about the same size as those other ones. Yeah, it looks to be pretty much around that same size. Well, there we go, guys. Number 6 on the day, all roughly around the same size. Hopefully we can switch it up a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to be using the chicken liver just because that's working. We're catching fish on it. So if the little ones are biting chicken liver, I know the big ones will be too. It's just a matter of finding them. And I can't imagine out of all these little, you know, stripers that are swimming around this area, there's not at least a few big ones that are hanging around. I guess I had turned off my GoPro. I was already recording, and when I hooked that fish, I turned it off. But there we go, guys. There is striper number 7 of the day. I mean, it's still a dink, but I think that's the biggest one that we've caught so far today. Gonna go ahead and throw that guy back. I did not get that fight on the GoPro. I always do that. Sometimes I'll leave the camera recording just so that, you know, if I'm getting a lot of bites, I'll leave it recording so that I can try to actually get the hook set recorded. And sometimes I just forget. I instinctively, whenever I hook a fish, I just instinctively reach down and press the record button on the GoPro. So I actually did that the last video that I made as well. It's just a habit of mine because usually when I'm trout fishing,
You know, it's a little bit different because I usually have my poles in the water with like bells on them unless I'm using a lure. But I think what I did may have worked. So I put a little bit of a smaller piece of chicken liver on there, and I left more of that hook exposed. And so whenever we got that bite that time, we actually hooked that fish pretty easily. So I think that might be our issue with missing some of those hook sets, was maybe I was just putting too much chicken liver on there and the hook just wasn't exposed enough. So whenever they would bite it and I would pull on it, it would kind of just pull it right out of their mouth. But there we go, guys. We are at number 7. I want to say it's maybe like 8:30 or so, and we probably started fishing around 6:30. So we've been fishing for like 2 hours and we're already at 7. So hopefully the size just keeps getting better on these fish. Let me see if I can go back-to-back casts on this, because they're biting pretty good in this spot. Pretty much almost every cast or every other cast I've been getting bites. See, oh, we missed him again. Dang it. See, look at that, guys. We literally just caught a fish, threw it out there, first cast, got another good bite. Well, let's get some more chicken liver on there and try again. There we go, guys. I think he was swimming around with it in his mouth. Oh, there's a big like catfish chasing him. Oh, it looked like there was a big catfish chasing him. Dang, I want to catch that big catfish that was down there. All right, well, there's number 9 of the day, about the same size as all the ones we've been catching. I did see a big catfish though. When I was reeling in that little striped bass, I saw a big catfish like 3 times the size of him that was following him. But then when I got him close to the side of the aqueduct, he turned around and he left. Sweet. Well, the bite definitely slowed down a little bit. I want to say it's probably been maybe 20 minutes or so since we caught that last one. We're still getting bites, but we're not getting them every cast now like we were a little bit ago. Sweet. Well, let's keep fishing. I still got chicken liver. All right, we got another one. This one goes a little bit better, or I'm not sure, but he hit that thing freaking hard. It was sitting there for a while too. It wasn't even on the drift. Yeah, I mean, a little bit better than the ones we've been catching. That's about a close second, or maybe second best of the day so far. But man, these fish, they're strong though. He hit that thing hard. When he first hit that thing, I thought it was a lot bigger. There we go, guys. There's number 10 of the day. Still not a keeper. At least we're catching a bunch, but nothing that we can put in the cooler and take home. There's a big group of people. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a group of like 7 people on the other side of the aqueduct fishing, and they've been catching a few stripers, but they've been catching small ones just like me. They've actually been keeping them though. So instead of, you know, going by regulation and making sure that they're, or I think over here it's 18 inches, they have to be at least. These guys are putting these smaller ones in the cooler, which, I mean, if they want to do that, you know, be my guest. But if any law enforcement or anything like that comes over here and decides to start checking licenses and coolers and stuff, they're gonna be screwed. They're probably gonna end up getting a fat ticket. I thought we lost this one, but I think he was just swimming toward me. Well, that was back-to-back casts. We literally, I just released the other one literally like a minute ago. Sweet, I'll take it. A little bit smaller than that last one we caught, but still a fish. All right, fellas. Well, there is, I think that's number 11 now of the day. Let's get that guy back. Hopefully we have enough chicken liver for a few more fish. By the time I actually run out of chicken liver and might have to switch to lures, the bite might already be starting to slow down at that point, because it's going to start getting hot. I don't think it's going to be triple digits today for Bakersfield. It's summertime in Bakersfield. I think it's going to be a little bit cooler than usual, but still, I think today's supposed to be like a high of 98, I want to say. So it's still going to get pretty warm, but at least it's not going to get up over triple digits. But it's not gonna, we're not going to be here all day though. There you go, guys. We got another one. Somebody came and kind of took over that spot up by the bridge, so we just decided to work our way down a little bit and still catching fish. There we go, fellas. Another one, not a keeper, but I'm gonna get that guy back. And I'm pretty much out of chicken liver. I may have enough for like 1 or 2 more casts. It's kind of the stuff that's all broken up, and it's hard to get it to stay on the hook because it's like really fragile now because it's all ripped apart. But here we go, guys, back-to-back casts. Well, that one's a little bit better. At least a little bit better than the last one we caught. There we go, guys. There is, I think that's number 13. Number 13 on the day. Decent little striped bass. Get him back. Oh, he's the first one that didn't swim off right away. I'll give him a second. He's wiggling his tail. Ah, he's good. He swam off. Yeah, I keep getting freaking fishing lines stuck to my boots because people come out here and break off their line, get birds' nests and stuff, and they just leave all their line laying around.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I forgot to film an outro when I got all my stuff together and I left the Aqueduct, but I am now on my way home. That is gonna do it for my fishing day today. Pretty good day. We caught 13 in total. They were all striped bass. They were all, you know, little dinkers. The biggest one we caught may have been like 12, 13 inches, if even that, somewhere around that ballpark. Didn't get any keepers today. Also didn't get any catfish. So at least we know a good spot right there at those floodgates. I know that the fish are biting. I know what they like to eat. Of course, like sardines, anchovies, certain types of lures, like they'll bite on other stuff, but the chicken liver, I was getting bites like every cast, if not every other cast, throwing around that chicken liver. So I took a little break around like 12 and then decided to go back there around like 12:30, fish for like another hour, hour and a half, and I got a few bites, but we didn't catch any more fish. So I knew that the bite was starting to slow down until the evening. So I decided, instead of me just standing out there in the heat, sweating, you know, trying to get some more fish, I think we still did pretty good today, regardless. So I'm gonna head on home. It was my first time at the Aqueduct in, gosh, probably more than 10 years. So it was nice to get back out there, you know, see where I used to fish as a kid. Even as a kid, I think I only went up there a handful of times. But nevertheless, it was a pretty decent day. Got to do some fishing, got some little striped bass, and at least I know some good spots to go back to later on. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section below. Again, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and drop a thumbs up on the video. I really would appreciate it. And yeah, other than that, it's been Adventures with John, and I'll see you guys next time.